Hello there. Welcome to You Know What? Musings with Shinnell Beshola, the podcast where we endeavor to know better, be better, and do better by examining our lives and the ways in which we navigate the spaces where we find ourselves. I'm your host, Shinnell, and I thank you for being here. Before we go any further, please take a moment to subscribe to the podcast so that you won't miss any episodes, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Musings with Shinnell. Are you about to do that? Good. Surprise! Hey. I am back like I never left. Actually, on a serious note, I'll share with you exactly what has been going on with me, but before that, how are you all doing? How are you feeling? How are you, and how have you been? I feel like I've just been so out of touch. I'm the type of person that needs alone time to process and to think and to recharge before I'm able to face the world and everything that comes along with it. So if you see me out there being present and interacting and adding value, then it's most likely because I feel as though I'm emotionally, spiritually, physically in a place where I'm able to do that without compromising my well-being or my peace of mind. So when I come to you, I want to come correct with a clear message or not come at all. So yes, I have been missing in action. Thanksgiving went, Christmas went, post-election craziness is still going on. COVID is out there still taking lives, changing lives, and impacting the livelihoods of so many people. It's changing so many things about how we show up in the world, and it's just rough. It's draining and it's taxing for so many of us in so many different ways. And so I just want to send you and send myself and send us all love and light. I hope that you're all right. I hope that we'll all be all right. And if you're not feeling that great, then just take a moment right now to close your eyes and just breathe. And just feel all of the love and the warmth that I'm sending your way right now. If things are tough, if they're rough, depressing, I am so sorry that you are feeling that way and going through whatever difficult thing you're going through outside of COVID. Sometimes the things that we have to deal with in life kind of suck. I empathize with you. And I just hope that something that I'll say or something that someone else will say that you'll come across could help you to at least momentarily feel a bit better. My advice to you is the same advice that I would give to myself, which is get close to your source. I believe in God. God is my source. And remembering that and walking in that means to me that there's something greater than me. It puts everything in perspective, including all the things that don't make sense to me, because I know better than to lean on my own understanding. Even though I'll admit that sometimes I get caught up in that tunnel of just trying to figure out why this and why that, and if this, then why not that? And real talk, I don't have all the answers, and neither do you. With that being said, on the flip side, another hope that I have for you and for us is that we continue to take the time to figure out those things that are within our control, that we can understand, that we can comprehend, that we can make sense of, and take control of those things that can make life better for us, somehow. even if it means just taking control of our perspective on life. The other hope that I have for us is that we are able to be present in our lives and that we're able to dig deep and find the strength and the motivation and the support system, human or spiritual, to make the necessary changes, adjustments, enhancements, additions, deletions, whatever it is we need to do to make our lives a tad bit better. Are you with me? Good. Something just popped into my head, and I figure I'd share it with you. It's random or not so random. I just want to drop it for any of you listening that may need to hear this message. So here it goes. You do not have to beg people or reason with people or make a case to people or convince people that you are worthy of their attention, their care, or their love. Did you catch that? You do not have to make a case for your worth. You are simply worthy. It's just a fact. If you find yourself in relationship with anyone, family, friend, love interest, if you find yourself constantly making a case for why you should be treated better, or you're walking on eggshells, or you're acting in ways that don't honor your authentic self because you think that what the other person is looking for is not you and you have to become that thing, then I'm saying this to you with all the love in my heart. Stop doing that. You're fine. You're good. You're worthy. You were born worthy. Nobody is above you and nobody is beneath you. Know your worth and walk in your value. And if you don't know who you are, then this is me nudging you in the direction of getting to know yourself better. Stop chasing after human beings who are not checking for you. Cool? Cool. Alrighty, so yeah. I've been gone for 7 weeks, so almost 2 months, but here we are. And over the time that I've been gone, I have experienced a wide range of emotions. I've been trying to encourage myself to not feel bad or guilty about being unable to publish episodes on the schedule that I thought I would be able to honor. And it's rough when you feel like you've set certain expectations and you're now falling short of those. So I was doing all the self-work to be like, girl, it's fine. Don't run yourself ragged, trying to add pressure to yourself when you are doing your best every single day. Easier said than done. But here I am. I made it back. And this is where I say thank you to the select few that I like to call my support system, who reminded me that I am entitled to breathing space and I'm not a machine. I appreciate you guys. I'm not going to name you all because I didn't ask permission before I started recording this. But, let me know if you want your shout out to be by name and I'll let the world know that it's you, the wind beneath my wings. Anyway, so what has been going on with me? Well, a lot has been going on. I think where the passion project that is this podcast started to suffer was where my professional life was simultaneously experiencing an uptick. If you listen to the trailer of this podcast, then you would know that I work in compliance. And at the time that I launched the podcast, I was working at a big bank as a vice president in the compliance department. And I resigned from that job on the last Friday in October. And I started a new job as the compliance senior vice president the first Monday in November at another firm. I took no break. We just kept it pushing, my husband and I. And all of our responsibilities from before were still there. We're still keeping up with both kids at home because we are not about that COVID life. And so we just found ourselves overwhelmed with the transition that was happening and with me onboarding remotely with this new job and everything that comes along with the learning curve and being new. So I am definitely where I wanted to be in my career, but we have had to make a lot of adjustments and prioritize things differently, and that's where the podcast kind of fell off. There just weren't enough hours in the day to do it if I wanted to get any sleep at all. I would like to take this moment to say thank you to my husband, who's going to hear this podcast with all of you, because I almost didn't interview for the new job because the opportunity came right when I was almost done with my 16-week maternity leave, and I just wasn't sure if it was the right time to be pursuing something like that. I just felt like I had just had a baby. David was still under 2, plus it's a pandemic, and we were already stretched so thin trying to keep them happy and keep the house together. And a new job just felt like it would be too much. That and the fact that I was 100% comfortable with my previous role. So it's not like I was actively looking for a job. So I was just leaning towards, forget it, the stress might not be worth it. And my husband said to me, fully understanding that it would be a challenging road ahead for us, that I should go for it and give it my best shot. And he reminded me that this job was exactly the job that I had described to him years ago, saying that at this point in my career, this is the kind of position that I want to have. Like I had described it to a T. So he said, it'll be rough, but the kids are going to keep growing up and I should follow my dreams and we'll figure out the rest. And that is exactly what we have been doing. So shout out to him out here reminding me why I married him. Because sometimes you need somebody to nudge you in the right direction and to help you remember yourself and remember the things that you're passionate about. So message for new moms out there or any mother at any stage. Think about who you are and value yourself. Don't forget to do the things that energize you and that make you feel like you are contributing to the world in the way that you're meant to. So that's pretty much what's been going on over here. We're just juggling all of the things, all of the blessings and the challenges, and we're just adjusting and evaluating and prioritizing every day so that we can do more of the things that work for us and less of those things that do not. This podcast, as much as I love it, just had to wait. And I know you guys could understand and appreciate that. And I absolutely appreciate you. So now that that's out of the way, you guys, this is episode number 7. Can you believe it? We are 3 episodes away from the season finale. I am excited and I'm proud of myself that I've gotten this far, though delayed. And I am grateful to and for all of you that have been writing with me and listening to this podcast. Even while I was absent, there were listeners, new listeners, old listeners, and that just made me feel all fuzzy inside. So I feel like at this point, it makes sense for me to do some shout outs to you guys, oh ye faithful listeners. There's a caveat though. The way the podcast analytics work is that unless you write a review on Apple Podcasts or you leave a comment on Instagram or Facebook at Musings with Shinnell and you identify yourself, then I can't really know who you are. But with the analytics, I am able to see the city that you're listening from. So what I'm going to do now is look at where you guys are located, and I'm going to give an indirect shout out to you through your city if your city has downloaded 5 or more of my episodes. Of course, some cities are more popular than others and have multiple listeners. So, yeah. Let's get into it. I don't know why I'm so excited for these shout outs. If you hear your city and you know it's you, then leave a review or a comment and let me know you're a real person. On the flip side, if you're listening and you don't hear your city and you would like to, then there's an easy fix for that. Just listen to whichever episodes you haven't listened to yet and get your numbers up. Okay, here we go. Roll call. The most episode downloads have happened in Charlotte, North Carolina, followed by Georgetown, Guyana. For those of you who don't know, I was born and raised in Guyana, South America. Then next, we have Centennial, Colorado, followed by Kensington, New York, Reston, Virginia, Atlanta, Georgia, Ronkonkoma, New York, Richmond Hill, New York, Manhattan, New York, Austin, Texas, White Oak, Maryland, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Paradise, Nevada, Rosedale, New York, Lake Stevens, Washington, Hicksville, New York, Gastonia, North Carolina, Hollis, New York, and last but not least, we have Clichy, Ile-de-France. If you're in France and you're hearing this right now, please find a way to tell me if I pronounced that correctly. I did the best I could with all the help I got from Google. And to each of you listening, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is so encouraging to see you guys listening and to see the number of downloads increasing. God bless y'all. All right, so I think that's it. This episode was mainly just me saying that I'm back. I hope you stay tuned and enjoy the rest of the episodes this season. If you're not already doing so, then please follow the podcast on Instagram and Facebook at Musings with Shinnell. If you're listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or anywhere that you're able to leave a review, then leave one. Let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling, if you're enjoying the content, if you're happy that I'm back, and if you have any topic suggestions. Otherwise, that's it for now. Take care and be well, and see you in the next episode. Until next time.